Hey there. So, um, I'm going to have to do this under artificial light because I'm pretty clearly not likely to be here um, under daylight hours that will be conducive to actually recording this. But this is nominally my living space. It is an absolute disaster area. Um, and as far as this virtual tour goes, I guess we can start off with the mold stain right up there. Um, this is kind of a chronic problem in this house. Uh, Up in the attic, there's been any number of leaks. We've had issues with the roof falling in. Had the roof repaired a couple of times. This is part of what I was getting at with this whole thing about having sort of formed the place around us. There's just so much history, and even difficult times like that turn into, you know, I don't want to treat this in a kind of a cheap and easy way because they weren't cheap and easy. You have a bunch of kids under 10 and the plumbing bursts, your hot press is flooded with water, all of the school books are drowned because they're stored in there with the hot press. Um, it's 3 a.m. and the smallest ones are waking up and crying and all the things that go with that kind of a story. And you know, you fix it, you solve it, you put the kids back to bed, you put the wet stuff in a dryer, you turn off the water, you call the landlord, you do the things. Um, you know, but that story has a value, even if the moment was one I would rather not have had. So there's a lot of that in this place. This hat, in particular, by the way, if those of you who are curious about it, um, it has been kind of. I think it ended up as mine by a roundabout route. It mostly spends its time hanging on this here bookshelf here, which has the detritus of some various bits of whiskey that I have drunk over the years. Not much, but a little bit. Also has a bunch of computer gear up there, which unfortunately the lights are making completely invisible. Maybe it's a little more visible this way. I don't know. Anyway, bunch of stuff, computer gear, books, books, books. Actually, there's 2 rows of books on this bookshelf, um, and innumerable other things. Um, some CDs. There is Zero Tolerance for Silence. Oh my God, I've been looking for this CD. You see, this is why I genuinely don't really want to do this. I mean, I do, but I don't, because, you know, th- all of these things, CDs that I've been hunting down for a while, and I was literally just talking about this with somebody in 2 different conversations in the last 2 weeks, and I couldn't find it. Um, and now I'm going to have to go and file it somewhere, and I really won't be able to find it because it won't be near the top of any pile. That's my dread in this whole exercise. But anyway, um, so we'll just do the quick tour. I'm already 4 minutes in, and I have a tendency to yickety yak. So so for the rest of the tour, I'm gonna just flip this around and hope that the camera stuff works out kind of okay. Um, so this is my computer office workspace here. Again, the lighting is dire. Dual monitors. I've just had to replace the monitors, like literally in the last couple of weeks, because um, the old ones burned out. And in fact, the old ones are right here, right down, right down there, next to my storage pile of laundry on the top, art supplies next. I think it's cards next, as in correspondence, old mails. And I kind of forget what's on the bottom layer. But that's like by design. I put the stuff that I know is like long-term storage on the bottom. So it's like things that when it comes up and I think I have a thing and I haven't seen it in a long time, I know to go to the bottom layer, right? And I have a couple of bottom layers. So another one of my bottom layers is actually right here next to the bed. This is papers mostly and music partly, and lots more books, journals, journals, some gift stuff, lots of things stuck into the intervals. It's my life, packing a lot into a small space. I have all my texts in this bookshelf. Also, there's my big pile of spare chocolate. It's a weird thing, but I don't actually eat that much chocolate. Like for many years, I've had none, and literally, it's only in the last 6 months I've been able to consume any again. But I cook with it, and if it's out in the rest of the house, then it gets consumed by mysterious forces. So I keep stuff this is like my baking cupboard. Okay. And lots of books. That bookshelf is mostly textbooks. Here's where we're starting to fade into music land. We have lots of CDs, my Mackie speakers, which are kind of nice. Down underneath here is my pharmacy, which has lots and lots of, you can't see that at all, so I'm not even going to bother to try and show it. But suffice to say, I spent a fair bit of time learning a little bit about herbal lore and whatnot. Does it come up? This is my shelf, which I built for the guitars and the rest of my music gear. Now it holds whiskey and odds and sods because I'm not performing as much as I used to. It has my camera in it. One of my mixing desks, my old hi-fi audiophile speakers, my recording deck, some other gear. That's the quick intro. But here's the thing that I actually care about. This has run on far too long. Well, there's a couple of things I actually care about. One is this dusty dragon here, which I care about for a number of kind of strange reasons. One is because he's just a cool bit of carving. Two is there used to be, for many years, well, I don't know, many years, certainly at least a year, there was the biggest spider that lived in there. And I just didn't really have the desire to kill it. I mean, it was happy enough. It was laying in wait and keeping the flies from invading the place. And down in the country, they just show up in the middle of, summertime, whether I want them or not. So that's that. That was a gift from my son, Liam, quite a few years ago, probably 2004, 2005-ish. Just recently broke the horn on it. A couple other little things here. The biggie is this green candle. This green candle, did I manage to point to it? This green candle, that was the candle from my mother's memorial service after she died. And I don't know if I need to say anything more. Do I need to say anything more? I light it every now and then when I feel the need. So there's lots of random kind of not such a big deal gifts. Pardon me, there's a glass of milk here that I'm in the middle of drinking, but there's this lovely bonsai next to this Eiffel Tower shaped bottle of cognac. So both were gifts, but in different contexts. The little bonsai was a gift from the last teacher training here, well, not here, but at Hot Yoga Dublin. Um, they just kind of spontaneously gave me for helping out. Um, and like I didn't help that much, just a couple of weekends, um, just sort of, running the equipment. Um, it was really sweet though, and I'm glad I have managed to not kill it yet. So if any of you guys were on that TT, the tree is still alive. It is still alive, and I'm doing my best to keep it alive. And what else would I say about this space? I guess there's not really a lot. I just wanted to kind of capture it because after we move out and move back, it is going to be a lot more tidy, at least for a little while. Um, and it won't be the same, and that's okay. But um, you know, that's kind of the point. I actually skipped over some other gifts. I have this lovely salt lamp, and I have another number of other candles, which I'm still going through. Actually, I'm going through them now, which were gifts from students. Um, I should include this little kind of semi-altar dealy here. This is from someone who's become a really good friend of mine under very odd circumstances. We actually met at a at a weekend workshop with Megan Curry in Cologne, Germany, and we made friends with we each independently made friends with a woman named well, she calls herself Caesar Golightly on Facebook, and I should know her family name. I'm pretty sure I know it. I just can't remember it right now. But anyway, we did this tantric self-recognition practice. It's a pair practice that you do, and we did that with each other, and we both ended up giggling like mad things in a room full of 30 other people who were really intent, shall we say. And it wasn't like embarrassed giggling. This was really kind of just the joy of being. So we kind of ended up being long distance friends. We communicate every now and then. I sent her some Christmas cards. She sent me Christmas cards. I've given her some artwork. I mean, some art business. She's done some of the artwork for me. She did the COVID practice certs from last year. I might get her to do something for the YTT this year. I have a poster that she made that I haven't put up yet, and I'm just as happy that I haven't because I'm having to move out. But yeah, her name is Martina, and I'm sure I'll remember the family name right after I finish this. But at this stage of the game, we're up to 13 minutes, which is way longer than I meant it to be, and clearly I just want to talk to somebody about having to move out of this space. There's more story here, like why do I live and sleep and work all in the one room when I have this big house? And it's a long and complicated story. And maybe I'll tell it. I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to tell it to the internet. Let's put it that way. If I see you in person and you ask, I'll tell it then maybe. Anyway, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. It is lovely Irish sky out there, kind of gray, not quite completely horrible. And talk to you later on. Bye.